I'm Matt. I am 34 years old. I am a professor at Monmouth University where I teach in a counseling department. So people who are looking to become therapists, counselors themselves, I teach in that program. I love Survivor, so I'm excited to do a little spin-off version of it with Stranded. Be the first winner of a Stranded new IP. I have not. I've sadly I was going to be on one, but I got sick right beforehand. But I have like hosted my own for like my friends, so very just like casual. So I've always been a host, never a player. So I'm excited to actually be on this side and actually get to experience it rather than host. So yeah, I'm very excited to play. I This is controversial, but I love Russell. I know he's like a terrible person, but like he makes a great TV. I like his cutthroat kind of methods and stuff. So I would probably mimic some of his tactics to kind of get ahead, but not. He's too much of a jerk and in your face, honestly. Like I don't want to do that style. That's not who I am really. So more of the person I identify with is Tony. He plays like a very like psychological kind of tactical game, and I love that kind of style. Like I am a therapist and very much in the the mind and psychology and all that stuff. He had a rapport with people, and that's all about me. Like I'm about rapport. Like I'm a counselor. I have to have rapport. It's the most important piece. If I don't have a good relationship, nothing's gonna work in therapy. So I would probably do some kind of mesh of Russell just not being an asshole and Tony. I will be open about it. I'm going to be transparent. I think that's going to be, who knows honestly, but I think that's going to be an advantage. Like I'll play up the like I don't know what's going on. Like how does this work? They won't see me as much of a threat. Somebody that is like a veteran, has done many LRGs, has the experience and knowledge. So therefore they're more of a threat. They're like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's new, so I'll just kind of play that up, and I think I can use that to my advantage to lower my threat. So, interesting. Well, it is a cool sounding name, I will say that. But but maybe something about like how people are going to be separated, like, therefore stranded from their tribe, and they have to, I don't know, do something. So maybe some separation to kind of mix up the social dynamics. I don't know. That's what I'm excited to find out about. Maybe some things are very public knowledge that would be typically kept secret. I don't know. Like maybe your votes are public. Maybe your every advantages, if there's advantages and immunity idols and things like that, are in play, or public knowledge again. Nowhere to hide. Yeah, I'm guessing things are more public knowledge in a way. So your alliances and where you're voting might be well known. I don't know. I'll have to find out soon, I guess. This is a controversial topic. People are like, are advantages good for the game, or should we go back to just the social game? I love advantages. I think they're great, but like crazy ones, unique ones. Like when I played, like my hosted, I came out with some crazy ones. Like self-sacrificing, where you can put votes on yourself to put extra votes on other people. I like the amulets one, where like there's like three of them, each three people get it, and then like as people get voted out, they become stronger because it can kind of create this desire to vote them out, or on the flip side, they can work together. So it's a chance for an alliance versus maybe a kind of rivalry. But yeah, any IO is just like super crazy. Like an extra vote, that's kind of boring. I like something more, exciting. So anything that I would consider is like pretty chaotic is always and risky. Is always cool with me. Yeah, I always think that in regards to the game and like the people, the social, that's impossible. Every season is going to be different depending on who's there. So you really can't prep anything with that. So in regards to the social aspect, really just being myself, being flexible. But as towards the physical, it kind of works out perfectly. I do a triathlon every summer, and the triathlon is 1 week before the stranded. So I'll be all prepped, ready for my triathlon, and then just continue it just the following week. So in the physical aspect, like I train year round, and it's like perfect timing actually, so it works out. I love like kind of like these social deduction kind of games and games like party games or things like that, board games. I'm a huge board game fan. I play all the time. Where there's like deception and lying in it. And I always say like in real life I'm a horrible liar, but like in games, I'm like stellar at it. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for Susie, to believe we're gonna form an alliance and kind of use that to my advantage and use that against her. In counseling, we have to kind of like build motivation for people to kind of make changes. Sometimes I do addiction counseling a lot, and it's about kind of finding what's within them to make changes. So there's a lot of like counseling and therapy tactics that I can pretty much use in the game. So somehow I can kind of like try to, I don't want to say I don't manipulate people in counseling, but you can kind of manipulate people in the social context in these games in a way. So like trying to show her how maybe this idol can be an advantage for her in a way. But really, I'm doing that to kind of control her actions and then really use it to my advantage. So in a way to kind of manipulate her and then kind of like, maybe cut her when I need to, steer her in a certain direction by saying, hell, this idol will be helpful because of X, Y, Z. It obviously depends on what's going on in the game. But yeah, that's where the deception and the cunning will come into play for my benefit, I would say, probably. It's tricky. I guess it would depend on the dynamics, because I think you do need to have one person you can really trust to bring to the end. But if that person can't serve you anymore, I'm all for cutting them loose. I'm gonna put myself ahead, rather than ride or die. So I believe there is kind of like a ride or die, but to a certain limit. Like I'm not gonna die with you actually in the end. Again, it depends. Like if I have, I don't know, like an idol or advantage that somehow I can protect him and myself that would project us farther in the game somehow, then I'll try to save them. But if I'm like, okay, I gotta do the flip here, I'll probably do that. I gotta get myself on the what will get me ahead kind of thing. So it's really hard to say because it depends on all the dynamics of what's going on. So I might save them, I might not. We'll have to see. None. I have way too many morals in real life that like this is the time to just let that go and just like present as a person that does value that, which I do in real life. I think because I can be so genuine, and again, that's my job. I have to build these genuine connections and build trust. I can present that way in the game. And then again, if it's no longer serving me and it's going to hold me back by keeping this loyal thing and this friendship, I'll just have to cut it. Like I'll just say, sorry, it's time to go. Like it's a game at the end of the day. Like it's meant to have fun, and losing is not fun, right? So like you gotta do what you gotta do. So you can just put that aside. I think people can all get over it afterwards, and then we'll still be friends and have fun, That is true. I always said like if I ever get on an LRG or like even like Survivor, like my goal isn't to win. I don't want to win. I just want to play the most crazy, chaotic, risky kind of big move game possible, and just kind of what's more exciting, those people that just kind of have a boring game and somehow win, or the people who just make these big interesting moves and they go out like 10th or something. Like those are the more people that are captivating, and those are the people that get invited back like for a second season. So I want to win my second season by making a big name for myself on my first season. So like if there's any opportunity where like there's a risk your vote, do the safe route, do the risky route, you can be assured that I'm going to take the risky route. Like that's what people want to see, and that's what I want to engage. I don't want to be like, nah, I'm not going to risk my vote, I'm just going to go home. Like I want to have fun, so I'm going to do it and worry about winning the next time. I mean, I'm not going to make obviously a very stupid mistake. But like I want to, again, to be as risky as possible, be as chaotic as possible, and just have as much fun as possible. And that's not being this doing, you know, like the safe route. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm excited to play and try it out.
Awesome. Well, will Matt survive being stranded? Only time will tell.